Enterprises are providing many innovative security features and solutions for the engineering colleges so that they remain ahead of the curve. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Valan Siva Subramaniam, Manager Systems Engineering, Fortinet, to share his insights. With over 20 plus years of experience in design, implementation, and management of information security solutions and compliance requirement, he is currently working as a regional manager, systems engineering in Fortinet, based out of Bangalore. Responsible for leading the regional systems engineering team, understanding customers' information security requirement, and architecting solution using next generation firewall, UTM, sandboxing, and AP, responsible for new product technology introduction and leveraging the support infrastructure like TAC, professional services, and trainings for end-to-end security offerings from Fortinet range of products. Let me welcome you, sir.
So in this presentation, I'll be covering the intelligent security engineer for digital age education. So the security solution that's designed to equip students and the institutions today and the challenges that we are seeing. So I'm Valan Siva Subramaniam, joining from Fortinet. So what are the trends that we are seeing today? So in going digital, we are just seeing no huge adoption of it. There are no students who are adopting this remote learning in a bigger way. And we are seeing the number of hours they spend using this digital mode of connectivity for accessing their educational content has gone up almost to 140 hours per week. And we are seeing huge adoption, 72% growth in the number of mobile devices, as well as 40% of higher education students going for these technologies, and some 67% of people adopting for remote learning. So these are the trends that we are seeing, which is pushing the digital adoption in a bigger way. And this digital adoption comes with their own challenges. Let's see what kind of challenges that we have today while students adopt these digital technologies for their education. The primary thing being, in case of education institutions, we are seeing different departments, different stakeholders part of this, and they are all exposed to the kind of unique attack surface, which is increasing, ever increasing, due to these different modes of access. Earlier, if you look at, there was on-prem where systems are connected to the network, where there is a very good control. Today, since there are different modes, people accessing the content using a mobile device, a tab, or a remote laptop. So the kind of challenges that we see that are not just restricted to explicit content. So students at this age could get access to something which they are not supposed to at this age. And there could be some URLs which are aiming students to click on certain URL, just for the sake of taking some data from their systems, from their mobile devices, or leading them to even a financial fraud. And we could also see unauthorized access, like without students' permission, right? These systems could be accessed. Even someone could implant, even to frame someone on a situation, or for any other purpose. So today, hacking is something we are just seeing happening in a prevalent way, leveraging a lot of vulnerabilities that are there. So we see hackers accessing this content and exploiting the weaknesses that are there in the system. And today we see phishing attacks as well as botnets playing a bigger role in this. And why is this happening? What is the reason why we see students being hacked? What is the interest, right? So it's just a financial gain at the straight away, right? Cyber criminals aim for the quick money, what they could get out of this hacks, what they could access from students, as well as there are nation states which just needs data, as well as compromised machines. So for them, they want a lot of bots which they could access as and when they need. So all these systems, mobile devices today are very powerful. They come with a lot of computing power, storage space, and good connectivity. So the cyber nation states which are looking for this kind of bots could make use of these resources to launch a coordinated attack. So where these systems could play a role. That's the reason why these attacks are happening. And what is that actual data that is being stolen? So the content could be a personal information which could be used to launch a very specific attack. But people could gather the details such as mobile number, their personal information, and then they could tailor their attack specifically targeting this students. So that is something now which is happening in a prevalent way. And also technical content, something now which could be of interest of some IP value, those are being targeted. And we are also seeing the cost of these attacks now going up in a very big way. So one thing could be a reputation loss, and the other thing could be a financial loss, which this could lead to. And this could also lead to an identity theft. People taking the credential, misusing it, just to whatever purpose hackers wanted to do. And also this could lead to a loss of research, which a lot of time and effort would have gone in. So this is the cost that incurs. Both students and staff could be impacted by this. So effectively addressing these security challenges are we need to protect against these new vectors that are evolving. And the way we could do that is using segmenting the network. So typical approach is to have a flat network, like wherever the network connects to internet, just have a security mechanism over there. And then internally, having a complete network, the hostel network, students, administrative block, their educational content, their internal servers, all remaining the same network. That is the typical traditional approach. But today we need to segment them so that we are able to, based on the security level, we are able to segregate. And even if one part of the network is breached, we contain it then and there. We don't let that breach move into other parts of the network. And we also need to maintain this environment in an open manner so that it's accessible, easily accessible to students. And also these networks should be highly scalable. The network that we designed today, right? Today should be highly scalable. For example, earlier when the students were operating out of the campuses, the resources were locally accessed. Today, all of them may be accessing it remotely, working from, learning or attending their classroom from their home or from remote places. So in that scenario, the solutions that are rolled out should be able to scale. It could be a VPN solution or no two-factor authentication, whatever could be a security solution, they should be able to scale. And managing this infrastructure should not be a challenging. It should be easier to manage. And also today, the bandwidth that is available is very critical. So the bandwidth management too is very crucial. And also we get into compliance, wherein today the universities and institutions should be complying to certain regulations from the it could be from the governmental agencies or from the other departments which to which the colleges are affiliated to. So while approaching security, there are three major things that need to be focused. First is how do you secure your digital environment as well as keep it accessible for students so that it's not tougher for them or make their life very tough to access the content. Second is how do you understand the requirements of different stakeholders. There could be students, there could be staff, there could be administrative staff in the campus. So they may have different needs. So how do you address different kinds of their needs? And we need to look at what kind of performance you need, what is the kind of scalability you're looking at, how many students, how many staff, overall, right? The growth potential for the campus that should be taken into account, and what level of protection do you need? It's not that today we could spend a lot of money, acquire all the gears that's available and secure it, but we need to be specific. The spend should be specific to know what campus could afford and what level of security they need. And next is how do you guarantee the secure connectivity for students and staff, even if they are working remotely, and as well control these devices accessing internet through their network. How do you ensure you have a better visibility and control? So a lot of technology today available, right from antivirus, firewalling. You could do a secure LAN access as well as web filtering. Different technologies available. So we could go and procure technologies from these solutions and then try to get a protection. But over a period of time, it could be very challenging to manage multiple technologies. So point products, right, are there, but still it could be a challenge. So the balance is to have a unified approach which helps the institution get visibility across a different network. If the content is served from the campus, still who is accessing what. The same content tomorrow, if you have to upload to cloud, you'll be able to get the same visibility. So that is something very critical. Second is you should have the capability to protect from advanced threats, like the kind of virus and worms and ransomware we see today. The technology should be able to protect from those kind of attacks. Then we need to simplify, like tomorrow, if you have to report who accessed the network, what happened at certain point of time, right? There should be a compliance reporting and logging reporting so that you will be able to comply to higher officials and different agencies that may be involved. And last but not least, right, you need to be able to adapt to the evolving needs. For example, this situation right now, what we are seeing, pandemic scenario, we will not have foreseen 2 years or earlier. So now we need to be able to even foresee these kind of ad hoc changes and then adapt accordingly. So the solution from Fortinet for this particular scenario is a fabric, a unified approach wherein you have different components of network. The core being the network security, and you could have secure access layer. There could be some content on the applications. There could be on the cloud on-prem. So there are different components, part of an IT ecosystem. So you need to have an unified approach. So the approach from Fortinet ensures that you get a broader visibility and control. You get an integrated way of deploying, so that even if you have different technologies, they all work in tandem as an unified ecosystem. And also there's an automated response. Something tomorrow wrong happens, a new virus is creeping in. There should be an automated way to contain it. So these are the metrics with which Fortinet has come out with this approach of security fabric, wherein you'll be able to have the core network security around which all other components are tightly tied together with a centralized management, a fabric management center, where you get a clear-cut visibility and a capability to control the traffic and have a centralized policy. So this helps you segment the network. Different parts of the network could be segmented so that you apply the necessary security controls at each border of these segments. So it could be from the access layer, it could be from the centralized management component as well as for complaints reporting. It makes it much more easier, and it helps the campus network access, right, with the very high performance, so that as and when the campus grows, you'll be able to give good amount of service, be it wherever the data is accessed from, using the secure devices and endpoints. So Fortinet Security Fabric in action ensures that data being accessed locally in the campus as well as when it's accessed remotely, both are all happening in a secure manner. And even tomorrow, if the applications are ported to cloud, then the visibility and control that is needed, it's not compromised. So we have FortiGuard and artificial intelligence driven security intelligence mechanism, which ensures that the security technology is all up to date. So any new trends that's evolving gets automatically gets converted to signature, and there's a protection which is up to date. So this update happens in real time, so that the secure controls that are implemented on the campus are providing the latest security to the evolving threats that is seen. And if there's a need, you could just go in for even a zero trust network access, wherein you have a tight control, wherein with each and every device that is onboarding, whose device is it, what is the who is the user logging from the device, and what is that he is going to access. So you could have a check at the time when the device connects to the network when it's onboarding, and also later a real-time check on what is the access that is done through the device. So that it's just not a check at the time when the device onboards, even in real time, whatever application that has been accessed, there's a tight control. So you could segment and you could see multiple controls that are there, different technologies that could help you, starting from zero trust network access. Then at the LAN edge layer also have security and controls in place, and also the WAN edge layer where multiple segments are interconnecting, you have very good control. And also coming to remote learning, like today, the kind of scenario what we are in, you need to be sure the user who is connecting is the one who he claims to be. So the user identity has to be strengthened. So we could do that with a two-factor authentication. You could use a username, password. On top of that, a token which is delivered in real time. So using that, user identity cannot be compromised, or no one could impose or identity theft essentially is being prevented in this scenario. And second is once the user is identified, his access to the network has to be end-to-end secure. For example, a staff posting or uploading his question paper to a central server, no one in between should be able to sniff and take a copy of the data, or a mark sheet being corrected should not be tampered. So to secure that, they could use an encrypted channel. A secure remote access VPN could be used, so that even if the staff is working or connecting from his home, he could securely access the content and then upload the data. So identifying the user, securing the data that is going through, and then letting access to certain parts of network. You will be able to differentiate a staff from a department user to a student, and then give them whatever access they needed. So we could have a secure remote learning environment with this solution that we are talking about. We have VPN endpoint security. We have secure web application protecting the server so that server is not hacked. Multi-factor authentication using FortiToken. We could segment the network, so that you could give granular access control, and also you could monitor what's happening in the network. And if there is something malicious, immediately respond in an automated manner. so that you ensure you protect the users and the devices that is connecting to a network in a safer way. So this solution has been adopted across the globe in a bigger way, even within our own country, right? Bigger campuses like Anna universities, IITs, they have deployed these solutions and been using a major institution. Majority of the institutions that we could talk, right? We could give it as a reference. Some of the references that we have is, we have at Cambridge University more than 1100 UG students using this infrastructure, where it is able to scale, and more than 5,500 PG students in the same network. And there are 31 autonomous colleges, all interconnected. So securely managing this infrastructure, right? They have adopted Fortinet network security with this fabric approach, so that they're able to provide a secure environment for the students and also scale as and when they grow. Next is this been deployed at University of Oxford, wherein they have deployed this solution to ensure that they have a very good network control and security and visibility into all the parts of their network, so that they could respond in real time if there is some need to for contain anything that is unwanted. So with this, Fortinet is helping secure the digital world and the campus, right, which are adopting, and help them scale up, so that scale in a better way, so that they'll be able to securely access their content and continue this learning even in different or changing times with different scenario. So this Fortinet mission, actually, Fortinet's mission is to secure people, devices, and data anywhere and everywhere. Thank you.
Thank you, Valan, for such a wonderful presentation.